Hello and welcome to a quick 7 Days to Die 1.0 tutorial. A lot of new players are joining 7 Days to Die right now, so it makes sense to go back and cover some of those basics in a short fashion so that you can get what you need and get on with your life. If you want to make a forge in 7 Days to Die, you're going to need a few things before you can begin, and that is you're going to need a shovel, an axe, and 5 forge ahead books. Now, the axe and the shovel are very simple. You make them out of materials that you find in the tutorial. I'm assuming you know that much, if you even know what a forge is. Forge ahead magazines, of which you will need 5, are going to appear randomly in book loot. So bookcases, mailboxes, all those kinds of things that are vaguely booky. If you see those, search them and you'll have a chance of getting forge ahead books. And if you want to increase that chance, you can take ranks of the lock picking perk and or the advanced engineering perk. A good way of getting a couple is to go to your local trader, which you will be guided to after you complete the tutorial, and you want to check the 4 main crafting stations they have in their base. So for example, the chemistry station, we didn't get one there, that's pretty normal. If we come over here though, the forge has a forge ahead in it. It's not guaranteed, but the forge has a very high chance of giving you one. The workbench has a low chance of giving you one, and the other thing you want that has a high chance of giving you one is the cement mixer. We didn't get one that time, but it is a solid like 70% chance you'll get one. You can also check in with your trader, see if they're selling them. They'll sell them for 300 dukes each. But really, you're just kind of at the mercy of RNG when it comes to finding those books, which definitely does suck. But assuming you found all the books and read them all, you are now able to make the forge. That's the first thing you need. And you've got a stone axe and a stone shovel because they are the most basic items you need to craft. If you got better stuff, then great. I'm going to assume you have literally nothing useful at all for, simplicity's sake of the video. So once you've got these things, the ability to craft one and the tools to get the stuff to get some, you need these components. Now, if you're ever worried about how to get the crafting components for anything, go ahead into the inventory menu here, search for forge or whatever you need, and press this track button here, and you'll see it appears up in the top right there, and you don't have to keep going back into this interface and possibly, searching for forge again. Just stays up there in the corner, and there you go. So you need cobblestone, wooden logs, leather, duct tape, and pipes. Now, wooden logs are the easiest. Those are made out of 10 wood, and you get those from trees. I assume you could have figured that one out yourself, but I'm just trying to be entirely complete there. I have fallen. Yeah, anyway. So I'm assuming you can make a log. You're also going to need 50 cobblestone rocks, and there's a few ways to get cobblestone rocks, but one way you can do it is by locating a rock like this, mining it until you've got 50 of them, and there you go, you've got 50 stone, but you need cobblestone. To get the cobble of the cobblestone, you just need to come over to any piece of grass and dig beneath your feet. As a little tip, definitely get a better shovel if you want to do this quickly, but this is just a demonstration. As a little tip though, if you want this to go a little bit faster, once you get past this initial layer, and I've lost the one I was digging, the clay underneath it has less health, so it'll take less hits for you to dig that. So if you can kind of get under it, that's a good way to speed it up. So if you've gone for those materials, by the way, you will of course need to craft cobblestone, which is just simple cobblestone rocks in your inventory. Get 50 of them, and you've got everything you need there. Then you need 10 leather. This will probably be the most annoying part, but basically you want to kill an animal and skin it, which will require that you actually need a bone knife as well if you want to do it as fully efficiently. So let's say you do want a bone knife. You need a bone knife. Here's some roadkill. Hit that a couple of times. Make yourself a knife, and you'll be able to get more leather from the things you kill. The things you're probably going to kill early on are going to be rabbits, but that can be a real pain in the ass. So here's a couple of other ways you can get leather. If you head inside various industrial or commercial POIs and come inside here, you will find office chairs. Pick these up, go into your inventory and scrap them. You can use the S key to do it quickly. You'll get 6 leather. Scrap 2 of those, you've got the leather you need. It's a lot faster than hunting rabbits if the POIs around you, of course, are feeling nice enough to generate some. So, for example, here's another one in this fire station. They're a pretty common item. You can find them in most non-house POIs in the game. Alternatively, if that's not working for you, you can come into basically any kind of restaurant-themed POI and look for these booths here, and they'll give you a little bit of leather. It's a bit of a pain, but you can do it, and it's easier than hunting down snakes and rabbits. Now, if you do happen to see a deer or some other large animal, kill them and skin them with your bone and you'll get a lot more quickly, but relying on the deer could be quite difficult for you as a new player, so I thought I would give you a few extra options to look out for, which is definitely look at the buildings around you, be like, would they have an office chair in there? Would they have a booth in there? Answer is probably yes. Chickens do not give you leather, so don't go wasting your stamina on them if you don't want them. The next thing we need is duct tape. And duct tape might be a bit of a bitch for you as well, but it's really not too hard. If you're in the absolute worst scenario you could possibly be in and you don't even have a campfire yet, go ahead and make yourself a campfire. In here you can see that with a cooking pot you would be able to make glue from bones and boiled water. To boil the water you would need a cooking pot, and you can find those in kitchens or buy them from the trader, and bones I already showed you how to get from the corpses, and water is mostly going to be a case of loot unless you can build yourself a dew collector, which is outside the scope of this video, but make one of these, it'll slowly generate murky water for you. You can boil it into water and you can turn that into glue, but that's not probably the real way you're going to get glue. Again, if we just come on over to this town, cease. I am in control here. He's still bumping me even though he's not actually on. Anyway, if we come over to this town, you want to look for like trash bags and stuff. These are going to be your best bet for glue. That's some acid. That's a rare drop right there. God damn, only in the worlds I don't give a shit about, huh? Things like this are going to give you glue, and you're going to want to look out for that cloth I just got there as well. That is used in crafting duct tape. If you're just wandering around looking for trash bags, this could take you a while, so generally when you're traveling around the world doing your thing, look for trash bags. They'll have a good chance of giving you duct tape and or glue. And of course, construction POIs and the containers inside them are also good places to get yourself some glue. And if you can find a hardware store like this one and search the shelves, these are a great source of glue as well. Later on in the game, you're going to have the industrial capacity to make a shitload of glue without having to loot it. Early on, you're probably going to want to rely on just looting it from trash and saving the important stuff for your forge and things like that. And the last thing is pipes, and pipes are by far the easiest, so let's go over a couple of options there. Also, just before I go into this POI here, this is called the trailer ranch. I came inside, there is a cooking pot on the shelf there. If you see this POI, go ahead and grab that, but it's actually not why I'm here. If we come over to the bathroom, search the toilet, we get paper. That's a good way to get some murky water I mentioned, by the way, stealing it from toilets. If you just break this toilet with your stone axe, or preferably a pickaxe, boom, pipes. Do that to the sink, do that to another toilet, you'll have the pipes you need very easily. If you have a wrench, then you can use that on like cars and stuff to get pipes really easily as well, but I'm assuming you have absolutely nothing, and that's why we're starting from there. If you come inside this construction POI I showed you, by the way, the one I said there was a bunch of glue inside, these big rolls here are made of a lot of cloth. As you can see, you get like 50 from each one, so if you need some cloth for that duct tape, this POI is great. In fact, let me show you this POI. This is worth noting. The garage first construction is a very common POI in the game. You find a mailbox, which is good for books. You find one of these, which is good for forge ahead books. You find a cement mixer, which is also good for forge ahead books. You find a bunch of these pallets here, which are good for giving you stone, as well as this, which is a very efficient way of getting stone, by the way. There's another little tip for you. And there's little spoiled trash bags lying around that you could also get useful things from. So with that, you should have everything you need to make the forge. Let's go over actually making it. Also, remember that you're going to need to craft the duct tape out of cloth and glue, if I didn't mention that already. So, dump all this random shit in here and let me get the stuff I actually need. So once you have all your basic ingredients, go ahead and search for the forge again and just craft it. It only takes 20 seconds. A lot of other crafting stations take a hot minute, like the workbench takes 6 minutes. You don't have to worry about that as much with the forge, but I have one I made earlier anyway, so I don't need to do that. When you come over to the forge, you may be a little bit confused about a lot of the things you're seeing here, so I figured I would include this as part of the little new player guide. We go into my box of shite here, get some clay, get some iron, and then take a look inside. So you want forged iron, right? That's the first thing you're going to discover that you need the forge to make, unless you have a wrench, in which case you can get around that, of course. And you may come over to the forge and be like, you need to put it into the smelting here and turn the fuel on. As you can see, I've filled it with a load of wooden logs, but you just need any kind of burnable material. Gas, coal, regular wooden planks, plant fiber, even cloth works as fuel, but that would be really, really stupid to do that. Now you give this some time, and now you can craft using the forge's inventory over here. You press craft, you make some forged iron. Now you might think that's kind of slow, and you're absolutely correct. You may want to look into some items in the workstations tree here. The advanced bellows and the anvil, which are unlocked at, I think that's 20 and 25 respectively. So you would need a good amount of those forge ahead books. But later on, once you can do that, you come into here and you can see the anvil takes a while to craft and it costs a lot of iron and clay. But if you craft this, your forge will craft 50% faster if you slot it into this slot here. The bellows are a much cheaper option. As you can see, you'll need a decent amount of leather, but otherwise that's absolutely fine. If you need nails, you can make them at your forge. You can also make more short iron pipes in the forge if you wanted. That increases the speed at which these things smelt into the forge by about 50% as well. And the final slot there is an endgame item called the crucible. And the crucible is used to make things like forged steel and steel arrowheads. Basically anything steel the crucible is required for. And that you're just going to have to get the max level of workstations for if you want to craft it, which requires all the forge heads you could possibly ever need, or you can buy them from the trader for about 15,000 dukes, and your best chance for that is going to be a trader called Trader Bob. That's his specialty, so if you want to min-max that, he's your guy. Something you should know about the forge before you go is that having this on like this generates heat, and that summons screamers. Now she's turned off, so we don't have to worry about her. But if she was awake right now, she would see me, and she would scream, and a bunch of zombies would spawn somewhere nearby, and I would have to deal with them. And that might be incredibly inconvenient, especially if you're not here to deal with them and they just beat the shit out of your base trying to get inside. So consider not having too many forges at your base, or at least protecting them well if you do, and turning them off when you're not using them. Same goes for campfires and pretty much anything that is used for crafting in this game. And the last little note you might want to know, say you want to pick up your forge, you're going to need a land claim block, and these are very easy to craft. If you come over here, they just take 5 stone. If you place this down, you see the big green radius, that's how much range it covers. Place it in the middle there because it's neat. With a regular forge, if it was completely empty, if we just place one down, if it would place, there we go. If we just hold E on that with the land claim block, we can press take to pick that back up and move it to a new base location. But you will find that with this one, it won't work, and that is because you need to empty it first. So you need to take out the forged iron, you'll need to leave in enough fuel at least to do this next part, and then craft back out all your clay and all your iron, and once that's done, you can pick up your forge again. That effect, by the way, the ability to pick up crafting stations, is available for every crafting station in the game. So use land claims even if you're in single player if you want to be able to move your forges and your workstations around, because otherwise that's a lot of materials you might have to waste destroying them, and you don't want to do that. So with that, that should be everything you need to know about a forge as a new player. If you're looking for more 7 Days to Die tips like this, consider watching my 7 Days to Die survival guide series. It's a more long form format where I go over a lot of different tips as I play through the game. You might learn a couple of things, so go ahead and check that out and let me know if there's any quick tips you need for 7 Days to Die explained, hopefully very simply like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.